Hey guys, it's Kim, aka Spartan Stitcher on Instagram, and I am back with another monthly cross stitching update. This is Flosstube number 128. Today is the 5th of August, 2023, and let's see, yeah. So we're gonna go over July stitching and the few days so far in August and show you what I've done. The first piece I worked on was that commission piece that I told you about last month for a baby that was then about 10 months old. They wanted like a mountain scene in cross stitch with his name at the bottom. This was to go along with the piece that I did for his brother, which was safari animals that I personalized. And the design that I chose, I showed you the model or the computer generated image from Etsy from last month, and it was stitched on white fabric in a hoop design, but it's a nighttime scene, and the mom didn't like it being circular, so I made some changes to it, put it on different color fabric, made it more of a rectangular, and made space for baby's name. So I've since mailed it off to her. She received it. She really likes it. So all I have for you is a picture. This piece really didn't have a name. I can link the pattern, send you the link for the pattern, but there were some issues that I'll tell you about. So, like I said, it was originally on white fabric, and it was circular. So there was, like, one of these bushes was down here by these trees that I removed, and the night sky was a little bit different to make it circular instead of rectangular. So what I did is I changed the color of the mountains. They were in blue tones, but since I thought night, it should be on blue fabric. So this is, I believe it's 32 count Picture This Plus Twilight in Lugana. And I think it came out really well. Those are the only colors that I changed for the mountains. And then I just moved the moon a little bit and filled out the stars for the night sky. And then under here, I've blacked out the baby's first and middle name. I used a free alphabet from Lord Libidan's website that I will link below. And the problem that I had with this is, I did the entire landscape scene first. And then I picked my alphabet, I charted out the baby's name, found the center mark, and then lined that up with the center mark of this design. And since I was starting in the center, I stitched the middle name, and then I stitched the first name. And as soon as I got that final letter in, the first initial, I said, wait a minute, why isn't this centered? And I looked at it, and I looked at it, and I looked at the design, and excuse my French, but I was like, son of a bitch. Her center mark was not true because she had 3 empty columns on this side of the design, but 9 empty columns on this side of the design, which throws off your center mark. So it was only 3 stitches off once you do the math, but it was enough that it was visually obvious that his name was not centered in the design. Plus the fact that this side seems heavier at the bottom than this one. So I had to frog that entire name, which had taken me an hour to put in. And, I checked and double checked and triple checked after that it was going to be correct, and stitched it back in. So it was a total of over 3,700 full cross stitches. And so I started it on the 2nd of July, finished it on the 23rd, but then there was probably there were 7 no-stitch days in there because I had 7 no-stitch days for July. So I did keep track of my hours and my stitches because I like to do that for commission pieces, just to help me try to calculate what to charge. So like I said, 3,700 stitches. It was 15 and a half actual hours to do this. And this was for a cousin of one of my friends. And so since the baby was already 10 months old when I started it, it's now 11 months, almost baby's first birthday. So my friend actually paid me for it as a birthday present for her cousin's son. So that is shipped off. They're going to have it framed. She loves it, and everybody's happy. So that was my first finish of the year. It'll probably be one of 2 finishes of the year. The other one is my New Year, New Start monthly piece that you'll see. So that was kind of my focus piece because I wanted to get that commission piece done. But also during the month of July, I worked on one of my full coverage pieces. This is Sunday Delight by Randall Spangler. Worked on this one to go along with the color of the month, which was pink, and also the Tour de France, stitching along with the race. And I was over here. If you remember, I had all the partial pages done first on this design before I started filling in pages. And so I stitched the full page right here on the top row. So lots of pink and some greens. So I did not go for the yellow jersey. I think I went for the polka dot because I knew I wouldn't get enough stitches quickly enough to get the yellow jersey. And I was right. I didn't even finish the polka dot jersey in time. I finished it since I was trying to finish the commission piece, I finished Tour de France about 4 or 5 days late. But I finished it anyways. And then I pushed through the end of the month to get the page finished. So 6,900 tent stitches for the month to get that full page done. Brings this piece, I believe, to 63%. So we are looking really good. Lots of rich colors. And it makes you want to eat some ice cream, huh? So that is Sunday Delight by Randall Spangler. 25 count 2/1 continental tent stitch on this regular Lugana that I've been gridding. So that was the end of July. Really only worked on those 2 pieces. If you don't count the fact that I finished up, you saw me on the 1st of July when I had just finished up Old Flannel Shirt for the month of June. So because I didn't have enough time to work on Old Flannel Shirt in July, here we are at the beginning of August. So I thought it's time to knock out both July and August stitches on it. So there's the design, Carolyn Manning, full coverage piece. And my squares are in a different order, so I've got this square and this square done, but they're on the top row. And right now I'm working on this square. So that's what it's going to look like. It's been the 5th of July, so I have put over 1,500 stitches in it. So I've finished my July portion. It's the 5th of August. I finished the July portion. I've started into August, and I have about 900 to a little more than 900 stitches left to do to finish August. I'm hoping between the rest of today, because it's 6:30, and tomorrow, because it's Sunday, I'm hoping I can get that done and then go to other full coverage pieces for the rest of the month. So there's the top 2 that I said are done, and here is the start of my 3rd. So I've got 3 colors completely done. This is the 4th color I'm starting. It's 3072, so it's really pale blue, and I will keep going with that. 28 count cobblestone in Lugana, I believe. Got this from Picture This Plus. So, really fun piece. Still enjoying working on this one every month. Trying to work on it every month. So that is Old Flannel Shirt. As I said, hopefully I can make this square 2/3 complete by tomorrow night so I can work on something else. And then I'll finish that square in September. So, those are the only 3 pieces I have to show you. Plans for August, once I finish Old Flannel Shirts stitches for the month. I'm so far behind on my page finish goals. There's no real way to catch up right now, so it's kind of like, what do I feel like stitching on? Because with a goal of trying to work on 2 to 3 full coverage pieces, and I haven't met my goals since April. So there's quite a few pieces that I need to work on that I haven't worked on yet. So it's like, okay, what do I feel like working on? What can I get done? So I believe in July I was supposed to work on Half-Blood Prince by Tilton Crafts. That's the Harry Potter sepia toned piece. It's only got 35 colors. It's also the last page of a row, which means it's not a full page. So once I get Old Flannel Shirt done, I'm going to work on Half-Blood Prince, and I can show you. I didn't pull the piece out, but I can show you on the mock-up. That's where I'm at. So I'm talking about doing this page right here. There's a lot of background and only a little bit of Hogwarts to do. And let me go to the... There is somebody in there. Oh, I know we've reached the top of Snape's head. But we're only going to see like his forehead. So that little piece of Hogwarts and the background. So hopefully I can get that page done and still have time to work on another piece. So then what other piece am I going to work on? I know I need to work on Trick or Treat. I know I need to work on Museum Shelf. And I'm supposed to be doing another page already on Friends Forever. But that's the piece I finished in June. Page I finished in June. So we're just going to say, what do you feel like working on, Kim? And what's calling to me is A Confabulation of Dragons by Scott Gustafson. This is the piece that I'm splitting into a triptych. And I think I only have 2 pages done right now. So I've got this dragon done. So the next page is this dragon's wing. I don't know. It's calling to me. So Half-Blood Prince, and hopefully get a good chunk done on this page. So that's what I want to work on in August. We'll see how much I get done. Like I said, I had 7 no-stitch days in July. Also in July, I did get some time off. Both my girls' birthdays were in the last 2 weeks of July. So I had 3 days off on each of their birthday weeks. That's both good and bad. I got some time off, but it's also stressful because I don't want the shop to fail when I'm not there. And being in charge of your own shop when it's just you and the techs and there's nobody there and the techs are trying to cover for you while you're off, there's still plenty of phone calls and texts from the techs. Okay, texts from the mechanics, put it that way, where they're trying to ask questions. And also, there was something else. But first off, family. My daughters are 11 and 8 now. I was trying to do fun things during their birthday weeks. So if you're familiar with Michigan at all, you know there is an amusement park on the west side of the state called Michigan Adventure. It's an amusement park and has some water park area to it. So we spent a day there. We picked a lot of blueberries. Last year, 23 pounds did not last the full year, so we went overboard and got 39 pounds of blueberries. We ate a lot of those fresh, but most of them are frozen now for blueberry pies that my mom makes, and also we just like to eat frozen blueberries, whether just by the spoonful or mix it up with some vanilla yogurt or vanilla ice cream. It's good stuff. So we got our blueberry harvest, if you will, from a local farm around here. We went to Tawas, which is on this side of the state, about almost 2 hours north of us. So we spent some time on Lake Huron at the beach. That was fun. Looked at some boats. Some of you Michiganders may also know the German tourist town of Frankenmuth. That's not too far away from us. My daughters wanted to go look at the shops and kind of putz around there. Frankenmuth is also home of Bronner's, which is the world's largest Christmas store. You name it, they have it in anything regards to Christmas. They are open 361 days a year, and it is a sight to be seen. Even outside the store, all the things that they have is amazing. So we went to Bronner's, we went to all the German shops and such, and had a good time. And so that was all the birthday stuff. Work-wise, that's been interesting. I told you that Penske was buying Star Truck Rental. That sale was finalized at the end of May. But then it takes a couple months, even just planning how the merge was going to happen, figuring it out. And now they went live in our systems on the 1st of August. So now it's trying to get all of their employees trained up in our systems, work out all the hiccups and roadblocks, because adding 2,000 vehicles to our systems, of course, not everything gets imported correctly. You know, some trucks are showing that they're 2 years overdue preventative maintenance, which it's not true, but it takes time to go in there and get things corrected. And then there's just hiccups all over the place. So there's a lot of my bosses in my chain of command, if you will, who've been helping with that throughout the 18 different locations in Michigan and Indiana, and also Penske folks from other places around the country who flew in to help train up these people to use our system. So it's a big thing going on. In the meantime, the rest of us are still trying to keep things rolling. Sometimes we get Star trucks, you know, customers of Star who are now stopping by our shops, or some of our customers are stopping by their shops. So we're working together all the time. There is a Star shop that's about 10 minutes away from mine. So I've made a couple trips over there to either give them some decals, you know, give them, you know, parts. We transfer parts between shops. Anything we can do to help each other. Everyone seems to be in a good mood. We're just trying to make this merge as painless as possible. Talking about uniforms, any little thing, anything you can imagine. But then also the most interesting part of this past month for me, while I was trying to take time off, is I had to go into work and fire somebody. It was a new tech, and my shop is union. I'm not, but all the mechanics are union with the UAW. And per their contract, they have a 90-day probationary period, and we evaluate them during that 90 days. And if necessary, it is easiest to fire them before that 90 days is up, rather than afterwards. So it was one of those things where it all came to a head while I was on time off, and I had to let him go while I was on vacation time, because if I waited after that, his 90 days would be over. So I had to go into work and do that. I'm still working about 11 to 12-hour days, not because my boss is making me, not because I'm required to. They actually don't like that I'm working that hard, and they're trying to fix it. Just trying to get everything done, because I cannot let things slide. It is not in my DNA. Trying to keep the shop going, you know, running as smoothly as possible. So, but the time off was nice. Got a little bit of sun at Michigan Adventure. I found out not to trust an 11-year-old to spray sunscreen on you evenly. So I had like one patch of no burn surrounded by sunburn, because it wasn't evenly applied, and I hadn't like run my hand over it to, yeah. So that was entertaining to see my splotchy sunburn. So, all right. I hope you guys had a good July and enjoy and get lots of stitching done in August. And I will talk to you guys probably the beginning of September. All right, guys. Bye.